Alright, stinkies, buckle up because it's summer and we're going outside. I know, I'm sorry, but it is summer and we do have to go outside, unfortunately. Summer is my least favorite season of the year because at least winter doesn't make you feel bad for staying inside, unlike summer. I don't enjoy the feeling of my own sweat and overall just not a good time. So this summer we are going to romanticize. We're going to romanticize the things that we do and we're going to romanticize the hobbies that we already have. I looked up the definition of romanticize because it's a word that's everywhere right now and I didn't really know what it meant. I kind of did, but not really. And it means to make something better than it is. So that is what we're gonna do. So I put together a little list of hobbies and activities that we can both do to help romanticize our summer. Yay! The first thing on my list is photography. Now, I've been into photography for about like 3-ish years now, and I love it. Even if you don't really want to like put your photos anywhere, what I do is I have a little separate Instagram where I just post my photography photos and people can follow it if they want to, but they don't have to, because I really didn't want to bombard everyone on my main page with the photos that I take, even though I end up kind of doing that anyway. But either way, that's how I display my photography. And I think that photography is really good for your mental health because when you're out there taking photos, deciding what to take photos of, it really makes you look at things differently. It makes you take a moment, see what is aesthetic, what looks right, and it also helps you notice more details. Say you go for a walk and you take your camera with you. I feel like normally you would just walk past a bunch of the stuff that you actually stop and take photos of. And it really helps you see the world differently. Which leads me on to my next suggestion, which is hiking or walking. This is one of the best times of the year to get outside because the weather's nice and it's usually sunny. Obviously, if it's too hot, you can either go in the morning or in the afternoon. Walking or movement is one of the best ways to improve your mental health. I know it really, really helps me. Even on days when I'm in pain, I still like to go for a walk because actually movement can improve your mood and decrease inflammation. My next suggestion is botanical gardens. Flowers and trees and horticulture in general is something that I've been interested in forever. I've always loved nature, and so being able to go to a botanical garden and have all of these diverse plants and be able to learn about them is something that I find really interesting. I also think it's cool that pretty much every city that you go to has their own botanical garden. I always try to visit the garden of any city that I visit. The two gardens I think stick out the most to me are the Lauritzen Gardens in Omaha and the Longwood Garden in Pennsylvania. You could also combine a botanical garden with photography. I think that there are a lot of good opportunities to take photos when you're going through a botanical garden. The next suggestion is a little bit easier because I wanted to make this list have easy suggestions and a little bit harder suggestions. So the next one is just reading a book outside. And I know that seems really easy, but it does, I feel, completely change the vibe of reading when you read outside versus inside, especially if you've got like, you can make yourself a little cute drinky drink and you could go and sit outside in the sun and just relax and listen to all the birds while you're reading your book. I don't know, I think that's a really cute idea. The next idea is growing your own plants or vegetables. This one is really good for your mental health because studies have actually shown that touching soil, getting your digits in the soil, will lead to a decrease in anxiety, an improvement in mood, and an improvement in concentration as well, which is really cool. I feel like growing your own plants and vegetables is such a learning experience. We've been trying to grow our own veggies for a few years and each year it gets better, but the first year was a disaster. And you also have to be really aware of where you live, what kind of climate you live in, as far as what will grow where you live. We tried to grow strawberries this year, and because we live in the southwest of America, it's too hot for strawberry plants. It gets way too hot really quickly. I planted my strawberry, I had one little strawberry plant and I planted her in January and it was already too hot for her at the end of February. But chili peppers grow great here. We have great chilies. The next suggestion is also quite easy. You just drink your morning coffee or tea outside again. I know, a lot with the outside, but this one you only have to walk out the back door and sit down. And I also think that having your morning coffee or your morning tea before you get on your phone really helps my mood a lot. Because I feel like as soon as I get on my phone, I just start scrolling. And if I go on my phone first thing in the morning, I immediately start just panic buying things for no real reason, just because they were suggested to me. And I'm like, if I don't get this sweater, I might actually like combust, which is just really unnecessary. So if you just take that moment to yourself and drink your tea or your coffee outside, I don't know, I just feel like that sets the tone for the rest of the day. Another way of romanticizing summer is thinking back to what you used to do as a kid. Because as a kid, I loved summertime. You had the summer holidays, you got to hang out with your friends, and I was just outside 24/7. Mostly because I wasn't allowed inside. My mum pretty much made sure that from sunrise to sunset we were outside. But I have the best memories from back then, just running around. So some of those ideas could be making your own popsicles. We used to make them with fruit juice and get the little wooden sticks, and you can make them into fun shapes too. If you get the right silicone molds, you can make really fun shapes. I've also been seeing farms that we drive past have like pick your own berries. I think that's a really cute idea. That's a little bit safer than as a kid I used to just go and pick like wild blackberry bushes, which I don't know if I would do that still as an adult. But so with the farm picks, you get the same feeling as picking your own berries, but you know the berries are probably going to be good. I thought about also how we used to set up a tent in the back garden and we would camp outside. I don't know, I really enjoyed doing that as a kid. I'm not sure I could do it now because of my back pain, but I think if you're able to, that's a really cute idea, to just go out and like camp outside in your backyard where you know you're safe. You get to enjoy the warm weather and hang out, and it feels like an adventure. In conjunction with that, you could also have a little bonfire and make s'mores. S'mores were, I think I was introduced to my first s'more when I was maybe 8. And it just changed the trajectory of my life in the least dramatic way possible. I love s'mores. Me and Ryan even got it's like a little s'mores machine that you can make s'mores inside the house. And after we bought that, we made s'mores every single night, I think for about like 2 months. It was a lot of s'mores, okay? I don't want judgment. Now I'm kind of craving a s'more. And this last idea is a little bit crazy, but stay with me. I went to the store the other day and I saw like a little bug catching device for kids where they can like catch all these different bugs and put them in this thing and then just like look at them and see what they've caught. And I was like, when was the last time I caught a bug? When I grew up with like a little stream at the bottom of my garden. I used to catch fish in like a little net and put them in a bucket and then just like sit there and look at the fish that I caught and try and figure out what species they were, or try and figure out if my ducks could eat them. Sorry, fish. Sorry about that. I just remember loving that and like catching tadpoles and like watching them grow. And I feel like that would be something so cool to do as an adult where your parents can't tell you no. No, Millie, stop catching tadpoles. Please, for the love of God, Millie, stop bringing tadpoles home. We used to go out and catch tadpoles and then put them in, I think it was like a fish tank. It might have just been a bowl, like a see-through bowl, a glass bowl, and filled it with water and then put the tadpoles in there and just watch them grow. And then once they turned into frogs, we would take them back and release them again. Like, when did I stop doing that? And I really want to do it again. I might be on my own here. I might be on my own. But I kind of just want to like live my little Animal Crossing life. Do you know what I mean? These are just some ways that I thought were manageable to romanticize your summer a little bit, and also to get outside, and they all have benefits for your mental health too. I challenge us, you and me, I challenge us to go outside. Let me know what you would do to romanticize your summer, and if you have any other suggestions for me. Bye.